Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. Today, we are diving into a game changing quote. I learned about this quote from Dr. Covey on the 7 habits of highly effective people, specifically on habit 3, put first things first. And this quote has been the game changer for time management for me personally, and I know for millions of other people. And the quote says, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Let me repeat it one more time. The key is not to prioritize what's in your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of daily tasks, but today we're going to flip that script. We're going to talk about how to take control of your time and to make sure that you're focusing on what truly matters. So let's unpack what this quote means for our lives. We all know that feeling of having a packed schedule, but let me ask you this. Does being busy really mean that you're getting closer to your goals? More often than not, we end up reacting to whatever's on your calendar instead of intentionally choosing what deserves our time and our attention. It's the difference between being busy and being actually productive. Think about the last time that you were swamped with meetings and with emails and random tasks. Were they directly moving you towards your biggest goals or just feeling your day? I know probably you have had, like me, those days that you go to bed and you reflect on your day and you're like, what did I actually accomplish today? I was very busy, but I didn't actually make any progress towards any of my goals or my priorities. When we don't actively schedule our priorities, we run the risk of letting distractions run our lives. So, how do you know what to schedule? Well, first, you need to get clear on what your true priorities are. This could be career goals, professional goals, personal growth, spending time with family, your health, fitness. The key is to take a step back and reflect on what really matters to you. And as we are approaching the end of the year, more so thinking about by the end of the year, what would matter the most to me that I get done, that I accomplish? Here's an exercise that you can do. Grab a pen and paper or open your notes on your phone and write down 3 things that you want to accomplish this week. What would be 3 things that you would like to accomplish this week? And now, being completely and brutally honest with yourself, I want you to ask yourself, are these 3 things currently in your calendar? And if they're not, it's time to make room for them. These priorities should be at the center of your day and not squeeze around everything else. One strategy that has worked wonders for me is scheduling my priorities before the day fills up with noise. This means for me, I block 1 hour in the morning that I call my big rocks. And before I even check emails or dive into other tasks, I spend that time working on something that matters to me, something that is important, that aligns with what really matters to me. And this gives me the peace of mind that I've already invested on something that was most important, even if the rest of the day goes off the rails. An example of this is my morning routine. But even after my morning routine, I have this 1 hour where I actually work on a project or something that is important. Those things that we keep putting aside because there are other more urgent things that get in our way, those things. Well, I always spend at least 30 minutes in the morning working in one of those things. That helps me feel that I'm making progress towards a priority. We all have had, I'm sure you also have, those days that you go to bed You reflect on your day and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're burnt out. You're like, gosh, I'm tired from today, but what did I actually accomplish today? I was busy, very busy, but I didn't accomplish anything specific, right? And this strategy avoids being in that situation, which I don't know about you, but I hate to be in that situation. The next part of scheduling your priorities is learning to say no. Yes, that's right. You've got to get comfortable saying no to tasks, to meetings, or events that don't align with what's most important to you. Your time is valuable, and not everything deserves a spot in your calendar. Think of your time like a bank account. If you give away too many yeses, you'll be running on empty before you even have a chance to spend time on the things that truly matter. So, I want to invite you to practice saying no, not because the task isn't important, but because your priorities come first. Every week, I encourage you also to reflect on how you spend your time. Ask yourself, did I prioritize my goals or did I let other people's priorities take over? Did I feel more in control of my schedule or was I rushing from one thing to the next? This weekly reflection can be as simple as reviewing your calendar on a Saturday evening and asking if you move closer to your goals. This habit will help you stay mindful of what's working and where you might be falling into the trap of busyness. So, let's break down some actionable steps that you can take starting today for the week coming up. Number one, identify your top three priorities for the week. These should be non negotiables. Number two, block time on your calendar for these priorities first. Treat them like important meetings. Number three, set boundaries around your time. Learn to say no when something doesn't align with your goals. And number four, reflect weekly to make sure you're staying on track and adjusting as needed. It's all about feeding everything into your day. It's about feeding the right things in first. I hope that today's episode gave you some clarity on how to approach your time. Remember, it's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. I challenge you to take a look at your calendar this week and ask yourself, am I scheduling my priorities or am I letting my schedule run me? I hope that this episode was helpful. If you like it, I want you to stay tuned for Monday because the next episode coming up, we're going to be diving into something that relates very much with this and can be setting you for the most productive year ahead in 2025. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you here next week for another episode of the 6 a.m. Club. Have a great day.